Consistent Perky is in the building. TikToks, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels that'll make us question reality, keep us up at night, rethink everything, reshape our mindset. Whatever the title of this video is what we're reacting to today. I know y'all see the Discipline Over Desire merch. It is out now along with Burnt Offering, Blessed Department, Super Faith. I have so much merch that I have dropped. Go check it out. I appreciate the love and support that I have received already. I'm just letting it be known that if you didn't know, now you know. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. Thank you to Silver for the first shout out of the day.
We have all been programmed to believe that there is no land at the North Pole. Just a bunch of ice sheets, nothing to see here. What if I told you that this is far from the truth? Not only is the North Pole home to the most exceedingly high mountain in the world, Mount Zion, the mountain of God, which is spoken about all throughout the Bible, it is also home to paradise, the Garden of Eden, which is still here to this day. Now prepare for a big awakening. This is one of the first ever maps created of the North Pole in the 1500s. Now I want you to focus on the middle here. You have a mountain with a river coming out of it, and then you have 4 rivers coming out of that river in the middle. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. So you have the river flowing out of Eden, which is directly under Mount Zion, and then you have the 4 rivers parting from that one big river. A lot of people think that God took the Garden of Eden to heaven, but why would he be guarding it with cherubims and a flaming sword if it was in heaven? Now back to the map, that mountain in the middle, it is called the Rupus Nigra. It's straight from Wikipedia. Rupus Nigra means black rock.
What do you say?
Rupus Nigra is a black rock magnetic mountain located at the North Pole. Funny how the biggest investment company in the world is BlackRock. They know the truth. Not to mention, Rupus Nigra is 33 French miles wide. Remember who loves the number 33? The Freemasons. So soon after this map came out, the map started looking like this. Unknown region. What is that? Here's your NASA satellite footage. Just a couple of big black holes in the center. Oh, nothing to see here. So here I am in Psalm 48. Look what it says here. The city of our God and the mountain of his holiness, beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, because it's in the center of the earth, on the sides of the north. So this mountain is the joy of the whole earth, and it is in the north. Look what it says here. Beautiful for situation. The beautiful for situation, the biblical usage is the elevation, the height. This is an exceedingly high mountain. It's not the Mount Zion, which is in Jerusalem, which is only 2,500 feet high. That's a foothill. That mountain was named after the real Mount Zion. And the devil taking him up into an high mountain, he showed Jesus all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. Where did he take him? Took him to the exceedingly high mountain in the middle of our earth in the North Pole. Now here's even more proof. This is a live view of the wind finder at the North Pole. What is that big old thing there blocking the wind? Guys, Mount Everest cannot even divert the wind. But there's something here at the North Pole that is diverting the wind.
Alright, so look, some of y'all might remember the video I did about New York a couple weeks ago. So look, remember I told y'all how they said New York City was sinking, right, because of the weight of the buildings. Then the very next day after that, disappeared in New York sky. Then a little bit after that, that's when all that smoke from the wildfire covered New York sky. Looked like something out of a movie scene, right? Then the crazy part is, right, as soon as the smoke cleared from New York, thousands and thousands of bees swarmed Times Square.
What the heck?
Now you got this, right? They were swarmed with a bunch of green gnats, like millions of them, right? And this dude, I don't know if y'all seen the video, this dude was literally covered from head to toe. If y'all go look on ABC 7 News, they literally got videos of it. And guess what they said? That some people are saying that it reminds them of the plagues from the Bible. But the crazy part is the news thing won't let you download the video or save the video because they don't want it around for real. Look, if by now if y'all don't see what's going on, it's because you choosing not to. You heard, bro? God is not playing with these people, bro. None of us. You heard? All these big cities, there's crazy stuff happening in Texas with all these mass shootings, weird stuff going on with their weather. New York State going through something now, bro. This is God warning people to repent in real life, bro. This is the plagues from the Bible. This is the real stuff that was happening when Moses went to Egypt to go save the Israelites, bro. Real life. Not to mention you got all these places like Japan with their water turning blood red a couple days ago, bro. Stop playing, man. And the crazy part is, this is just the beginning, bro. This is just starting. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet, bro. And people don't turn away from their sins. God not about to play with us, man. For real, bro. He never did. In the Bible, every time people got to the way that we're at right now, God brought destruction on them. You heard, but he also gave a warning to repent before. If y'all still denying that we in the last days, man, just because you choosing to, but you know what's going on, just like we do. You heard? Get right with Jesus Christ.
Let me land back. Before Yahuah sends destruction, there's always a warning first. So you can't say that you didn't know, you didn't hear, you didn't see, because there's things you just have to pay attention to, the things that come out. Because again, Yahuah is never going to just destroy stuff. There's always a warning. Read the stories in the Bible. They always had warnings, multiple warnings, if I'm being honest. Multiple warnings before destruction came. Thank you, DeAndre, for the video.
Let's listen to this in their own words.
Uh-oh.
This is Alpha Phi Alpha.
Uh-oh.
While these organizations use Greek letters, that is probably the most Greek part of them. What is more, a great deal of the Greek language may be borrowed from the Egyptian lexicon. In fact, the Greek alphabet is Phoenician in origin, and we know that much of Phoenician culture came by way of Egypt. As for symbols, the green ivy, which of course is used by the AKA as a symbol of themselves, was said to be sacred to the god Osiris within Egypt. The title Basileus, which is if I'm not mistaken, is somebody who's head of a Greek fraternity or a sorority. The term basileus derives from the word basilisk, a griffin-like animal often associated with leadership and royalty. This association can be traced back to Narmer, the first king of Egypt. So when a person joins a Greek-lettered organization, they are tying into the curses that organization has picked up because it's associated with cursed cultures. Now, Acts 7.
So all the people that are in college that think that sororities and fraternities are the way, they're not the way. They're actually leading you away from the way.
Oh no, a submarine with some millionaires on it just floated to the bottom of the earth and now we can't find them. The thing exploded, blah, 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 blah. See what I say? Everything is a distraction. While we're all talking about this freaking submarine that went missing, just today, the FDA has cleared lab-grown meat safe to sell to consumers in the United States. We are the only freaking country that is not eating real food anymore.
Sad.
They're poisoning us. They are poisoning us from the inside out, and you guys do not see it. Anytime that the news pushes something constant and so hard, like the spy balloons, the damn submarine, they're distracting us from something.
Always.
Do not eat this. Do not eat it. It is not safe. It was not made by the earth. Do not eat it. Do not trust our... Bill Gates is the one behind all this. I'm sorry, but this is getting weird, bro.
Shout out to Crypt for this video.
I say to the Americans, have you seen these seals before? They say, no. I say, but they've been on your dollar since 1933. How come you've never seen them? They're Illuminati seals, which was a secret society set up in 1776 by a man called Adam Weishaupt, according to the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Big.
Weishaupt was an ex-Jesuit priest who had an aim, was to put Lucifer on the throne of the world. And on the back of the dollar here, you see the seal on the left-hand side, and there's an eye in the triangle, which many Americans presume to be the eye of God, but it's not. It's the eye of Horus in Egyptian mythology, now called the eye of Lucifer, or Satan. Now, we can establish that fact because the God that we serve does not have one eye, of course. He's not a cyclops. It says the eyes, plural, of the Lord run to and fro throughout the earth. Anybody who is familiar with witchcraft will know that that eye, when you open it a little bit, is the eye of psychic knowledge. When you open it completely and it is illumined, as this one is, it is the eye of Lucifer himself, who is the god of Freemasonry, the god of witchcraft, and the god of the occult, or esoteric practice. Then you have the 13 layers of stone on the pyramid, and people should be asking the question, what is an Egyptian pyramid doing on the back of an American dollar? What link-up is there between America and Egypt? The answer is none at all, except in the field of the occult. And I discovered that the 13 layers of stone there stand for the 13 layers in Freemasonry, which is very much involved in this plan to set up the Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is a one-world government. Then you have, at the bottom, 1776. The date was May the 1st, when the Illuminati was inaugurated in Bavaria, not July the 4th, the Declaration of Independence, as many Americans presume. The two words at the top, Annua Chaptus, stand for announcing the birth of, and down the bottom, Novus Ordo Seclorum. The word novus in Latin stands for new. The word ordo means order, and the word seclorum is where we get our word secular from, the absence of God. And thus we see that eye cannot be the eye of God, for why would he be setting up a new system, complete world government, with the absence of himself as being in power?
Deep.
And thus we see we're dealing with a Luciferian plan. On the other side, we have the so-called American eagle, which we discover is not an eagle at all. According to the witchcraft people, that is a phoenix. And the phoenix, as we all know, was a mystical bird that rose out of the ashes of the Tower of Babel. Man's first attempt, Tower of Babel. God smashed it, failed. Second attempt, New World Order. I predict God will smash it, but it will reign for 3.5 years, and the whole world system will come under its power. The United States of America is the only country in the only republic in the world that is completely controlled by Freemasonry. A careful reading of my books will show you that the map of Washington, D.C. has the Freemason symbols built into the streets. Have you ever seen that? I did it last time I was here in England. And anybody who would like to argue the toss about that should go to the library and get a picture of Washington, D.C., a map, and check out. You'll see the compass built into the streets. One end of the compass finishes at the Jefferson Memorial. The other end finishes at the White House. They will see the square intersecting it further up on the map of Washington, and then they will see the satanic pentagram built into the streets of Washington, D.C. also. And if you look at it carefully, you'll see the 2 horns go uppermost, the 2 ears outwards, and the beard of the goat, which fits into the pentagram, the 5-pointed star. Anybody into witchcraft knows this. The beard stops right at the White House again. So the presidency of America is affected by witchcraft from 2 different directions, the point of the end of the compass and also the point of the beard of the goat. There is a power group at the top, obviously, who are running the whole thing, pulling the strings. And I have discovered, for example, that Mr. Tony Blair is not running this country. I learned that he is controlled by a group called the City. Right in the middle of London, you have a group here which control the politics of this country. And if the Queen, for example, wishes to go in there, she must receive permission from the Lord Mayor, who will then give her permission to go into the city. It's like an entity on its own. They go along with a group called the Adam Smith Institute. They work with another group called the Mont Pelerin Society. They send the message out on restructuring the whole world system ready for this world government to the politicians of the day. Tony Blair, Helen Clark in New Zealand, Mr. Howard in Australia. These people listen to the Mont Pelerin Society, use the policies of the Adam Smith Institute, which mean that you privatise, you sell up your assets overseas. It leaves your government vulnerable. They have no power left because they have no assets. And then at that point, these overseas people who bought the assets control the whole world system and set up a global village. In the year 1961, the International Monetary Fund came to New Zealand. And this is how the whole plan was initiated. They were involved in this plan, and the plan was to lend every country money and then make those politicians of the day sign conditions which would later be fulfilled. So in 1961, they came to New Zealand. Our Prime Minister was Mr. Keith Holyoake. Our government borrowed a lot of money from the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and signed the conditions. Then the IMF people went away again with their empty suitcases, left it at that, and let us go ahead with our plans to develop our country and so on using this money which we had borrowed. Now, little did the people know that when those politicians passed on, someone else took the job. The next group of politicians to come in were left with the terrible job of fulfilling the conditions. It happened about 22 years later, I think it was, in 1987, that's the year. We had 5 politicians in New Zealand worked in with the Mont Pelerin Society to bring about these conditions in the country. Now, let me read a scripture, Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. That's a powerful verse. In other words, we became the lender, the borrower, the IMF was the lender, and we had to do what they told us to do. We've heard these words come up day by day. Restructuring was the first word. Didn't know what it meant, but we learned later it meant sacking thousands of government workers. The next word was corporatisation. Turn your government departments into corporations. Next word to come up was privatisation. It means privatise those corporations. Get big business involved in ex-government department.
Selling off.
Selling off. Next word was shares at 49% overseas, keeping 51% majority shareholding in the country. We felt secure. I was in Sri Lanka last year. They told me that was called peopleisation. Every country's got their own little catchwords, you see. Peopleisation makes the local people feel secure in that they have 51%. Very cleverly, a little stock market crash in New York, which lasts for 24 hours, frightens the peopleisation people. They sell their shares to the other guys. the other guy's shareholding goes up to over 51%. At that point, what was owned by your country, paid for with your father's tax money, your grandfather's tax money, now goes into overseas hands, never to return again. So the key word, when you see privatisation, you add another word to it, and the word is goodbye, and the other word is forever. You will never see it again. Then they bring investors in, of course, because you've lost your assets and you've paid off the IMF with the money you've made. You've got nothing left, no assets and no money. Investors come in and buy up the rest of your country.
Let that man cook. The truth is hidden in plain sight is basically the nutshell of that entire video. The fact that you can't unsee this stuff is crazy. The ones that can't see it, one day, you know, maybe you might, but the ones that can see it, you can't unsee it. Thank you, Namis, for the video. I hope I'm saying your name right. It's Namis. Namis. You know who you are.
The violence of it. So, it's not going to be wise to hang out around these elite guys.
All right, so in my last video, I had said like more was going to come out about this story. When I tell you this story is so much information that's barely coming out now, it's crazy. So DeAndre posted the picture of this, right? And he wants you to pay attention to this and this. And you're like, where are you going with this? Then he posted this. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. We're not saying that, but I don't think she meant it. Then again, I don't know. Because y'all in my comment section, I be fidgeting with my hands and doing things, and y'all saying I be throwing up signs, and it's like, I don't mean to do that. It's just I'm fidgeting with my hands while reacting to videos. But you know, like I said, that's why I want to come for this woman in particular. But again, I was just showing what DeAndre put. DeAndre just wanted us to focus on the hand signs and how this goes with this. Before I play the next video, shout out to Lucy. Lucy put, does anyone know what this could be? In 2021, me and my dad saw this outside of his bedroom. We went out there where we thought people were messing around with flashlights, but didn't see anything. So yeah, I don't know. Flashlights ain't hitting like that in the sky, if that was a sky. But Lucy, you got to give us more insight on what that was, or if y'all seen it again, because that's very scary and very interesting to kind of wake up to or to look at. I have posted this. Someone said, I finally found this picture, same eyebrows and face structure. I don't know if it's real. I just thought it was interesting. The math was mathing. Y'all let me know.
What I'm about to show you is arguably the biggest story in the world right now, in my opinion, but it's being totally ignored by the mainstream media. So the United States just announced it's getting ready for a war with China and Putin at the same time for a very important reason. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin are about to completely alter the international power structure and the monetary system. This is why they're getting ready for war. No other reason. The biggest story in the world happened this week in Moscow, and your mainstream media ignored it. This week, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin signed 14 different documents in their face-to-face meeting. The biggest had to do with trade and currency. It's perhaps the biggest story in the world right now, but again, the U.S. media was obsessed with something else.
He could be days away from becoming the first former president to be indicted.
Donald Trump is under multiple criminal inquiries.
The media wants you distracted from the U.S. banking crisis and the decline of the U.S. dollar. Saudi Arabia and Iran, Sunni and Shiite Muslim, are sworn enemies. They hate each other. And yet China just brokered a peace deal between them. Yes, China did that, not the United States. Then this week, Saudi Arabia openly talking about settling their oil trades in the Chinese currency yuan. This would replace the U.S. dollar. They would replace the petrodollar, the U.S. dollar that we use as a hammer to sanction any country we like. If the U.S. doesn't like you and wants to sanction you, they can, because if you want oil, you'll need to pay with U.S. dollars to settle that transaction. Imagine if the U.S. can't threaten you with dollars anymore. All they have left are weapons, and there's nothing more dangerous than a person losing power.
I said this before, I'll say it again just in case. Whenever Facebook, Instagram, well, I'll just say social media in general. Social media, the news, you have your Yahoo News, Google News, internet, period. Whenever something is being pushed out and that's all you're seeing on your feed, I promise you it's a cover-up for something bigger and deeper that's happening behind the scenes. And it's funny because it always comes out. So they think that they covering something up, but they're not, because somebody out there like, yeah, I'm not about to fall for this trap, and they end up putting stuff out there like videos like this. So shout out to y'all for sending this, because it truly is appreciated.
Remember the movie Independence Day that was released 1996, July 3rd?
The second helicopter. Is my wife in the air? She will be shortly. Nice, very nice. We have our own phone.
5 years before 9/11, they show you 9/11. So you think these numbers, they just playing with it just for fun. Around the same time, July 5th, Independence Day, we back at the White House. Look at the title. That's what you see.
He tweaked out of his mind.
That's what y'all do. Make fun, satire, foolishness, ignorance, stupidity. That's what y'all do. Y'all do this. This is what y'all do. To make jokes about every little thing, and you don't even see the messaging behind that. So let me go back. Let me just take the title. I'm gonna take the title. Cocaine found in White House. That's all I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use cocaine found in White House. Put it on the satanic. Why do I use satanic? Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. You could say he's a synagogue of Satan, would you not? So cocaine in White House adds up to 11/6. Look at that. Turn it upside down. What is it? 9/11. So what I do over here is pay attention to patterns, and they keep showing me patterns using the same numerology around the same time, but you can't see that because all you see is the flesh. All you see is this foolishness, the narrative that they put out in front of you. They won't tell you about the kids or the sex trafficking and human trafficking that goes on. They want you to hate. They want you to hate the conspiracy theories that come out of that, but they're willingly telling you there's cocaine in the White House because of him.
Here are 8 foods that are about to become banned in the United States due to health concerns. Number 1 is Skittles. Number 2 is bread from KFC, Subway, McDonald's, and Domino's.
Subway?
Number 3 is Jell-O. Number 4 is Starburst. Number 5 is Sundrop citrus soda, as well as other orange and citrus flavored sodas. Number 6 is Betty Crocker's loaded mashed potatoes. Number 7 is Nerds candies. Number 8 is Peeps. Easter is never going to be the same.
Nope.
And bonus number 9, because we don't actually eat it, but Banana Boat sunscreen. Do you eat these things? Let me know in the comments.
Well, if it's gonna be banned, maybe it's a positive thing, because at the end of the day, they got stuff in it that we shouldn't even be consuming or putting on our bodies anyway. So really, it's a positive thing that they're taking that stuff out. Thank you, Icy Football, for this video. I told y'all more is coming out about this woman and what happened in the background story about this situation.
What if I told you I know what this woman seen on an airplane?
You was there?
Would you believe me? You don't have to be spiritual or religion to see the truth, because the truth lives within us. We about to see the world in a different light. We heard about the Mayan calendar in the year 2012 when the world was coming to an end. Did the world really come to an end and we just don't know it? How many people knew that the Gregorian calendar was really 8 years behind? So when 2020 hit, it was really 2012. So the Mayan calendar was actually right. And we all know what happened when the year 2020 hit, don't we? In 2020, we had one of the biggest pandemics where the world actually shut down. But the year 2020 really meant perfect vision. Everyone will see the truth. 2020 vision. The spiritual world is going to be seen for everyone. Even if you close your eyes, you will see the truth, because it don't live out there. It lives within us. And these are just some of the reasons why they have laboratory fake meat. Do you know what happened when we eat fake meat? Do you know what happened when we eat fake vegetables with toxins in it? It lowers our vibration. So I do not think this woman is crazy. I think she's seen things that so many people seen, but when you see the truth, they call you crazy. Once again, Hollywood tried to tell us, please check out the movie They Live. Hollywood tried to tell us, tap back into your higher self. so you can have a higher vibration. So when you start seeing spirits and ghosts and jinns, you won't be afraid. The physical world is in front of us and the spiritual world is behind us. This is why we can see certain spirits when we look into the mirror. The spiritual world is behind us, but it's about to be in front of us.
That's the infamous favorite movie that I always talk about. You gotta go watch it. You gotta go check it out. This is me and my mom movie. They Live. When I seen They Live, I start living. No, let me stop playing. No, seriously. They Live literally will have you look... Why are you looking at the world so different? I already know with the conspiracy theory TikTok is already making us look at the world different and the Bible and stuff. But the thing is, with They Live, it's really showing you the agenda that's being pushed out through the marketing, through advertisement. It's just, you guys gotta go watch it. Please, 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 please go watch They Live. I think that is one of the greatest movies in life. Again, shout out to my mother because she's like, you gotta watch They Live. Again, you know, my hard-headed self. No, I don't wanna watch that. It looks boring. It's old. I sat there and was like this. Glued the whole time watching that movie. Go check it out. It's very deep. And again, if you're into the videos that I've been dropping, They Live is definitely one that you should add to your list. Just like I gotta add Independence Day to my list because I haven't watched that. A couple movies I haven't watched. But shout out to you guys for making it this far. If you have, thank you again for all those that have sent videos. I truly appreciate it. Again, if you want your video on here along with a shout out, please add the Discord. The link is in the description. The merch is out. We have been dropping nothing but heat. I have been getting love and support on my merch. I do want to say, if you have purchased my merch, please take a picture, tag me, because you'll be featured on my Instagram and on the website. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys for everything. All esteem to my Lord Yahuah, my Adonai, Yahusha Hamashiach, for blessing me with everything as a whole. I'm just a vessel that they work in and through, so I gotta give credit and honor where it is due. Y'all know me. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my worth.